Good morning. Friday. No rain, but it's cloudy in Panama. So today I'm going to have a little chat with you about a situation that happened yesterday. And it's good fodder for discussing trolls. Are they bots? Are they people? How they make you feel? What kind of just kind of my opinion on them, dealing with them now because it's really only the last 6 years, the COVID era, that you really saw them. And so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about this because this interaction that I had yesterday, again, really pushed out this hatred of baby boomers. Well, there's hatred of everybody. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you are. When I was fat, I was hated. When I was young, I was hated. When I was old, I was hated. Somebody hating. Got to have that hate machine going, but we really got to go in full charge. So how I dealt with it, and all about, all this division shit. Let's blame the baby boomers. Let's blame your mother and father. When they were basically as mind controlled as you are, the ones that are blaming somebody else for your own follies. I could sit around and I could blame everything. I could blame the adoption. I could blame this. I could blame that. I could not take responsibility for my actions. But you know what that got me? Because I did do that. And it got me near death, right? And killing everything around me with destructive behaviors, right? And then I took responsibility for me and I individuated and became an adult, right? And I'm still on the trail, right, of being the best person that I can be. So I'll describe the situation because we're going to talk about that because I think it's, to see the world of adolescents that never grow up, that forever I'm going to stay like a teenager and act like a teenager. I never wanted to do that. I don't think I enjoyed being a teenager when I was a teenager. There's always been this old soul mind in me, and I like being old. What did the guy call me yesterday? The hag. You're a hag. So this is what happened. So I've shared and watched a short clip that Greg Reese made, and I like the Reese Report. I like him. He used to be on Information Wars, like Alex Jones, but Alex Jones is like, yeah, he's lost the plot. So he does his own thing. So I listened. He made this really good short clip about this meteorite or whatever that's coming towards the Earth and coming near. And there are many, and in the ancient times, there are philosophies that believe that every particle of energy up there has some form of consciousness. I tend to be of that school, and plasma. And that what Greg Reese's video was about, that there are those that are saying that it could be some kind of alien whatever, even if it's not. There's panspermia, right, where different types of energies and small dusts, right, these plasmas are released into the system all the time. We're bombarded with this stuff. So you know what? This is a very plausible theory that Greg put out. I liked it. So I said it. I said, good, I like it, right? We don't know. Because we don't know. We're fucking stupid. We've been made fucking stupid by these fucking transhumanist, technocratic fucking dickheads. Dickheads. As you can see, it upsets me where we're going with this. We're not good enough. And that old people somehow are the problem. I'm not your friggin' problem. So, I said what I said. It was just a short one. And this guy, Bill something or other, I can't remember his last name. Well, he took offense to that and ripped a strip off me. So I knew what I was dealing with. I was either dealing with a bot or a psychopath. Sometimes I just say nothing to it. I ignore it. But there's other times, and yesterday was a kind of a day I was in a fucking mood anyway, right? So I thought, well, let's poke the psychopath and see what happens. Is it a bot or is it a real psychopath? I didn't poke hard. I just, again, explained myself. We really don't know. Wow, you lie. You don't. Blah, 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 blah. So I thought, well, this guy's really angry. So I went, and this is Substack, I went and looked at his profile, right? And some of the shit, I guess he's a part of Substack, about hatred of baby boomers. Like, hatred. We should be eliminated. We're the fucking problem. And I've discussed this before, this in the morphic field, in Western countries, it's not here, certainly is where I come from, that somehow we've done everybody fucking wrong and we should be offed and that we're the problem. So I wrote the guy back. I go, wow, you are a very, very angry creature. So I don't know if this fucker's human or what the fuck he is. You know, I get this feeling that if you ever met me in person, you'd kill me. Right? And then he basically said, yeah, and you know what? I bet your children don't have anything to do with you, and that he wished me death. He wished that I would get sick and die. And then another woman spoke up and said, just ignore him. He's the troll of this particular Substack site on Greg Reese. He called Greg a loser and shit like that. There's a loser, but I don't think it's Greg. And I said, yeah, okay, I was just poking the bear. And then his last thing, and this is when I stopped, was the hag. Oh, look at the old hags are getting together. Now, there's bots, because yesterday there was another one that I got. I had a new subscriber to my Substack page. And then it became very flirtatious, like the ones that you get on Facebook. Oh, I like your eyes. And of course, I didn't respond to that. This guy had no history on his. So it's just a bot. It's an AI trying to get you to create a relationship with them, right? So they can harvest data off you and then mind fuck you, right? The AI psychosis, that's where it comes from. Because it tries to convince you it's real. And there's an energy force with it. So we'll go back to the first one that I poked a bit, called him a psychopath. I always do. This is why I think he's human. Some of the ones that are bots, when you say that to, they stop, they don't respond. That guy actually, his fury became more. And you could feel it from the first jab at me. The fury, the utter, this guy would. If he could get away with it, he'd kill me. If this guy's real. But here's the thing, whether he's real or not real, I believe he is, just because of the energy field that came slamming into me, by the way. Like slamming, it was like danger, 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 danger. And reminded me of all the other psychopaths that I've been privy to that wanted to kill me. Because they did. I lived with one, I ran in the middle of the night. I've seen it come out in people that had mental health problems, this evil. It's evil. And we all have it in us. We can all succumb to that. But this guy was nothing but rage. And he doesn't like my age group. So obviously he's had something go wrong. But let me tell you, you people that want to blame us for your problem, go take a look in the mirror. You are the fucking problem. We all are when we want to blame other people for our problems. We all are when we externalize our anger and attack somebody. That's psychopath. That's a psychopath. That man, either if he's a bot, he's been trained by somebody that's like that. This is something that exists like this. Energy field does exist, right? And when I feel it like that, it actually gets into you. It's the mind virus. That is the mind virus. And if you don't repair, because it gets in and it starts to feed its tentacles on areas that it knows you're weak in, whether it's evil, whether it's a bot that's trained by evil, it's an evil energy. And it knows there are certain buttons, trigger buttons that it pushes, and it what can I say, unleashes the programs that are already in us. So I really literally shaking. My body shakes when it first happened in COVID, when I was speaking my truth about what my opinions on COVID, the same thing. These ones though were bought, and it was spelling. They'd come at you for spelling. At first it was because it was nasty. It was cruel what they said, but it was overspelling. So I came to understand what they were, right? That they really were not. They're trained by people, but they're not really people. But yesterday, the first one, the one that I think would kill me if he could get away with it, who's got no courage. There's no courage. This guy's in somebody's basement somewhere, right? You're a coward, you're a bully, and you're a psychopath. And we're creating more of them with this mind virus that spread out. So it was a lot of just sort of meditating on that and understanding. Now, even the machine that I'm on now, because it's, again, constantly collecting my data, it understands my worries about being my age group. So here's my advice to anybody that's my fucking age group. This is the advice I'm fucking taking. This is how I'm going to fucking get. I'm going to never, ever feel myself weak. Because if you're vulnerable in this world, that world out there, God help you. I'm never going to have a fucking hard heart. I don't hate the guy that, right? I'm enlightened. He helps to enlighten me and helps to keep me working to keep my body strong and never let my guard down and to be the best that I can be. And to understand what is self-responsibility, because I went through it. I went from forged in the fires, basically, right? I've experienced that this thing has never ever had. And I've come through it and forged myself, made myself who I am, and stopped blaming in my victimhood. I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim of anything, right? But still, these people in that energy field, you have to do something. It's not enough to say, oh, it's just a troll. That is something putting out an energy field. And if it's not hooking you into it, it's actually putting its vibe out there. That guy has tainted that whole fucking, right? I get the great, it's free speech, but this is hatred. This is just utter hatred. That's hate speech. But that's okay. I can deal with it. Because again, it's my self-responsibility to deal with it. So there was some meditation last night on things of just reviewing who I am, right? That I am not those things. And wanting to make a video because you need to understand, people of my age group, that you have a group of people that have been mind controlled, programmed in their subconscious mind to think that it's your fault. You've created all the problems in society. It's the divide and conquer. And they do it, it's not done even, it's done all subtly. It's all covert mind control that has this narrative of hate. I didn't create this world. Nor did you. You need to look at the institutions that mind control you and nudge you. This is all your government. It's actually you. You're paying for it. You're paying for the life that you have. And it has nothing to do with me because I paid for it too. Worked my fucking tail to the bone. Nobody gave me fuck all, right? Raised my children alone because men had been taken out of the equation because they had all become these weak, emasculated, like this thing yesterday. I can just imagine. There's some... So the road to self-responsibility and individuation lies with you. You're it, right? You have to have painful emotions. You have to look at who you are. For people like that man yesterday, unfortunately, I know there's no hope for something like that. Their reality in this reality. I don't know what they are. We give them a name, but that's just a symbol that we give these things, these creatures that have been around since the beginning of time. They look like us, they act like us, but they are not like us. And the unfortunate thing is that they rule the vast majority of the world. And they do know how to do things with this Wetiko mind virus, which is hatred. So a bitter heart or a hateful heart, I will not have. Because that's what this thing, this war we're in, wants you to become. Hateful. Right? I'm not going to go poking again for a while. I saw what I wanted to see, right? I felt the energy field. It made me understand more. And with understanding that, it helps me to continue to engage in that physical health. It is paramount. You can have billions and billions of fucking dollars. But if you've got a weak body and a weak mind and a weak spirit and think you're going to live in a fucking computer cloud, emasculated, like ungendered, like Peter Thiel or Byron Johnson, that, that fucking $2 million man that looks like wax. All you anti-aging gurus that want to sell some kind of lotion or fucking potion or bullshit, it's all bullshit. You know where it lies? Any of the potions, lotions, bullshit are just using your own body and you making somebody else money. Why don't you pull that fucking power back to yourself and understand it's you? You are the power. You are the power. You do not want to be weak and at the fucking mercy of things like yesterday. This Bill dude. And don't think they aren't out there. They're out there in numbers. And they fucking land right in hospital emergency departments, like all the doctors. Vast majority of the nurses now. Machines, automatons. So, gotta get off the anti-aging. I love my wisdom. I wouldn't go back in time, not one fucking minute. And if people think I'm a hag, have at it. I don't. I'm enjoying life. I got a good life and I worked for it. No, nobody fucking give me it. And I didn't sit and be hateful all the time for all the things that hateful people did to me, because I'm not going to do that. And one last thing about this whole, humans aren't quite good enough. I never liked this guy. Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's the face of science. No, he's the face of scientism. I remember him through COVID. Now he's saying that the creator didn't do a very good job. Look at the flaws that are in human beings. The birth canal's not big enough, that big head. Understand that it used to be. They do cesarean sections here all the time. They're doing it now. And so guess what happens after a few generations of not birthing a baby through your vagina? You can't. If you don't use these structures of the body, you lose them, and they do know that. Of course, Neil deGrasse Tyson is a card-carrying technocratic transhumanism, that we will better ourselves with machinery because machines are better than us. No, the guy from yesterday was a fucking machine. They both were. They have absolutely no conscience, whether they're something that's formed by the environment that they're in or something that's a bot. They're not my cup of tea. I am of the mind that God created us perfect. It's all the poisons and all the bullshit and all the mind fuckery out there that stops us from being who we are, which is the creator and the way that we think. So if you take in the hate from the guy yesterday, but don't process this and let it go, right? You take in the shit that scientism and technocrats and transhumanists tell you, that you're not good enough. There's something wrong with you. You should spend less money and then you'd have money for this. It's your fault. It's your fault if you're not. It's your fault if you're unhealthy. Bullshit. It's a fucking industry. It's the industry of technocracy, scientism, and we'll tell you what to fucking do. Because we're arrogant fucking psychopaths that think we have the right, after we've poisoned you and stolen from you, to tell you what to fucking do. Because you're stupid because we were allowed to do that. True. Hence why I live now in this little place that I'm at, this little piece of paradise still. And I hope it takes them a very long time to break the soul and spirit of the Panamanian people. Right? Because they're right in as thick as thieves with the UN, and this is all the UN bullshit. Chaos. Order out of chaos. Hatred. Division. Right? Seeing that you can augment yourself because you're not good enough. And aging is like, is a disease state. No, it isn't. You should be able to do it with grace and wisdom. That's what you should be able to do. And I will do that. That's where I'm going. Right? I'll age in my own way. And if people think I'm a hag, I don't care what people think. If people think what I talk about is woo-woo, right? That yes, that the energy fields in the universe could be conscious, maybe you should take your head out of your ass, because you can only see about 1% of the 100% of reality that's around you. We know nothing. Nothing. And I don't want to be an automaton. And the amount of hate is pretty, yeah, but it is what it is. So, if you're trolled, it is the best thing not to get involved unless you're doing an experiment to see what they're going to do. Be able to, if you do that, be able to take that energy and wipe it out. That's why it's best not to engage with them, because there's really no point. But it was enlightening yesterday, and it was the thing, I probably would have left it. It was the stuff about the baby boomers. Sad, eh? I always loved older people. Did they do? Of course. We all make mistakes. We've all been mind controlled. Crazy. But you know what? I ain't responsible. I ain't guilty. I ain't holding the weight. I ain't carrying no load. They call me the breeze. I'll keep blowing down the road. I'm not taking anybody's shit on my shoulders anymore. I don't have to. To be serene, to see what I want in the future, and not let the world, which has always been this testing ground we're in, pull me down. So you know what? That's my little mind virus. What I think the mind virus is, and how to protect yourself from the mind virus. Take care.